And I'm Hunter. This is the Family Showdown!
Good evening, welcome to Family Showdown Live Top 10 Shenanigans. This week's shenanigan, games that play in 30 minutes or less. Ooh. Supposedly there's lots of games that on the side of the box, they claim that they take 30 minutes or less. I'm going to go with saying...
It reset somehow. I don't know what just happened. So I think we're on. I don't know. That was very strange.
Okay.
So let's see what let me get the chat up so we can see what they're saying. Alright, so I guess we're live, but that was weird.
Everything we do is weird.
So you might want to start with the intro again. I don't know what just happened.
Hi! Nothing seemed to reset, except for you.
No, it went from back to live.
Nothing
for a
seemed to
minute.
reset.
It went from live for a minute.
Kabuki says nothing seemed to
it went
reset.
from a live for a minute to a live.
I believe Kabuki.
Alright, fine.
Audio's a little low. That's shocking. Usually we're blasting your ears out.
Alright, hold on.
They're going to fix it, Dan.
Un momento por favor.
Check your ears. Just kidding.
Hold on.
Gaming Wife says there's no audio-visual problems. You're the problem.
Alright, try it now.
How about now? Can you hear
It
this?
is low. That's interesting.
Hunter is right, even when he's wrong.
It is low. I'm not sure why it's low.
It's like our energy level. Oh, man. What I was saying, chat versus Hunter. Man, this is great. The chat's already on fire, man.
What?
Most of the time, the side of the box lies.
All right,
lies through their teeth.
All right.
Games are not really 30 minutes.
We should be blasting you out now, I think. Maybe.
Especially since I just
Maybe.
lies at you.
Maybe.
Lies. Lies.
Catfish Hunter. My third grade math teacher used to call me that.
Really?
There's a picture for the Oakland A's, I believe, back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You guys are nerds. Throw on some baseball trivia.
All right, so 30 minutes or less. This is a repeato. We've been doing a lot of repeatos lately because most of our lists are getting to be 3 years old now. That's insane.
You know, I am disappointed that War of the Ring just barely misses that 30-minute mark.
The setup?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Good point.
All right, so like I said, this is a repeato of a list from February 17th,
1942.
2016.
Oh,
So we're hitting 3-year marks on our top 10. So
We're so
this
old.
one needs some updating because back then we probably hadn't played but maybe
10 games.
no, probably like 50 to 100 games maybe.
Oh, wow, that's just...
So, but
All right.
I'm curious to see if there's going to be crossover. So I haven't compared my list. I wrote them down, but I didn't really think about my list. So
Wow. So you didn't think about your list?
no, when I
You
wrote
just
the
threw
when I
down
wrote,
10 games?
when I wrote down the 2016 list, I didn't really tick and tie them to each other. So
There's Hunter doing the bare minimum.
I'm just making stuff up.
He's like, I just put 10 games on here. We'll see if they fit.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
so here we
man.
go.
Love that
So
baseball.
how did you make your list besides the game being less than 30 minutes?
I judged it for ease of play, ease of setup and teaching, and the success, like how popular it was that people wanted to play it again. And it was definitely a solid 30 minutes under thing, because one thing I noticed, again, like I was telling you, a lot of games I was looking at my list going, we don't usually play this in under 30 minutes. Like, I really felt like it was a lie. Or some of them, they might play for 30 minutes, but the setup is also 30 minutes, which
Right.
I don't know why that is. But that seems to happen a lot. So I chopped up my list that way. And as the list became huge, I was like, okay, we're going to stop right there.
Yeah, so I kind of did the same thing. I took into account setup. Well, first I made a list of all the ones I thought could make my list, and there's probably 20-something games here. Then I immediately got rid of the ones that took a long time to set up.
Yeah.
Then I immediately got rid of the ones that took a lot of teaching. And so then I got down to like 12 or so, and then I made my list.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
But what I find interesting is this could almost be a top 10 gateway game list, too.
Yes.
Almost.
Mine probably could be.
So, there's a couple in here that are... maybe. Maybe not.
Well, and some of them you guys might argue and say, I didn't put it on my list because it's 30 minutes. We have a semi-chatty group, too. So there's some games that probably could be played in 30 minutes, but it just seems
Are we
like...
talking about whose turn is it?
No, I'm not talking about Splendor.
Whose
It was on my short
turn
list,
is
though.
it?
Spoilers. But you... That's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about there were great discussions and things. So...
I think easy to set up, easy to teach, and short playtime lends itself to gateway games.
It does typically. And let's just face it, they're fun, they're cool.
All right,
let's do it.
Let's get to it. You know what? It's 2019, and we didn't switch back to you going first.
I thought we were continuing your tradition this year because it's already April.
Oh. Anyway.
Every 2 years?
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. My number 10 has moved. Rebecca moved my number 10 somehow.
I didn't move your 10.
Yes, you
You
did.
just make crap up.
Let's cover me up, too.
Whose fault was
You gotta
that?
stand up straight. All right.
Look at you with posture.
My number 10 is Insider. So I don't know if there's there's a caveat to my games.
Oh,
A lot of
geez,
games
here
on
it
my
comes.
list may have some weird scoring thing going on, but no one keeps scoring a lot of these games. And Insider is one. I don't know if there's some kind of scoring thing like first 1 to 5 points is the best Insider or something like that.
We never play. That's true because also this is our go-to game if we're going to have people coming in and out of the game. We're like, we won't keep score. We'll just keep playing the game.
Yeah, so we just
People walk in
play.
and out each round.
Like, do we want to play again? Yes. Do we play again? Yes. Do we
Yes.
play again?
Let's
No.
do it again. Yeah.
There's not. We don't. A lot of these games that are like this that are kind of social deduction have first one to win 2 games or first
Yeah, and
one
we're like,
first one to a certain number of
whatever.
points.
We all like to play
But
47
yeah, I
times.
don't keep. So there's several of my games in here that probably have some scoring system that would make it more than 30 minutes, but I don't play that way. So Insider is 20 questions of the game. So one person knows what the answer is that's on the team trying to guess, and he wants to kind of help them along, but not be so obvious that he knows the answer, because a lot of these are so obscure and abstract that the team may not get it within the allotted amount of time because it's a difficult word. So he's got to kind of guide them a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to be so obvious, because if he's obvious, at the end, if everyone guesses the Insider, then everyone else's wins. But if no one guesses the Insider, the Insider wins. So it's just a real fun, light social deduction game, easy to teach. And like Rebecca said, it's a drop in, drop out. You basically play one round, and you have a couple people standing around like, hey, here's you some cards. You join in with us, and we'll play the next round.
Boom.
So there you go. Insider, my number 10.
Woo woo. My number 10 is like the universal game, and we do keep score in this one, and then we'll play it for that half an hour, and then most likely we'll play it again right away, and that's Wits and Wagers. This is also that magical game that, as you've seen, if you watch anything on the Dice Tower, you play it with 4 people, you play it with 400 people. You can make it play in the same amount of time with any number of people, depending on how you set it up to run it, which I just absolutely love that about this game. And it's a trivia game where you don't necessarily have to be really good with the trivia, and it's just all of those things. It just kind of hits on all those spots, and I really like this. If you're wanting a variety, like you don't know how many people you're going to have playing, it's really quick. It's 7 questions long. And you can set various time limit on the betting.
There's actually I think there's a timer included.
There is a timer in it. We don't use it because we typically don't have a problem
unless
with that.
someone's min-maxing their bets.
If we have somebody that's kind of cheaty, then we'll throw down that timer real fast, let me tell you. But no, we really don't have a trouble with that, so it usually goes pretty quickly. And you can throw that game out like really fast and just go through it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, really and truly, if we play that and there's time, everybody wants to play it again right away. So.
Yeah, this is there's a lot of games that probably could fall into this bucket in terms of trivia where you don't have to necessarily know the answer, but kind of know who would know the answer. And like Fauna, Terra, all those games you probably could knock out in 30 minutes also. America.
I don't know. I feel like those take longer.
Maybe so?
Maybe if you only have like 2-3 players, maybe. But if you have like the
I didn't put them on the list. I'm just saying it's along the lines of those others.
It is along those lines.
Where if you don't, you're not necessarily good at trivia, you can still kind of play the odds.
And it's fun to do the trivia. I don't know. I like trivia, and depending on what the trivia is, I'm either really good at it or not good at it at all. So, yeah, it's really fun to play something like that where probably have no clue about the answer. It's like, how many baseball cards did they sell in 2006? No clue. But you can write down a random number and then place bets. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun.
All right, my number 9 was my... Oh, I thought it was on my list last time. It was not on my list last time.
What?
Anyway, my number 9 is Incan Gold. Incan Gold.
A classic.
Diamant, or for those with other versions of the same game with better components.
Eventually, someday, we're probably going to end up with Diamant because this game is dying we play it so much.
I actually sleeved the cards.
That's right, we did have to sleeve the cards.
They were dying.
Were worn.
They were getting to where you could tell what cards what, and so we sleeved them with opaque backs so you can...
Yep.
You can...
it's funny. I forgot you had to do that, yeah.
Yeah, because they're so worn, you can start to tell which cards are which and stuff like that. So, Incan Gold is a pressure game. You're going into a dungeon. You're trying to get gather as much treasure as you can. At some point, you got to make a choice to leave the dungeon. If you don't leave soon enough, some monster or trap blows up and kills you, and you get nothing. So it's pressure. But as more and more people leave, you're dividing the loot among less people. So that's where I lose the game.
Yep. Funny. It's a good one.
Incan
Yeah,
Gold.
you have a notorious... Hunter usually destroys everyone with this insanely vast fortune, or he dies horribly by falling walls and snakes and mummies and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I usually, in this game...
He never lands in the middle
I usually either get 0 gems
or
like
gems.
95 gems.
Yeah, Hunter dies.
There's no score in between those two
I can
numbers.
keep going. He'll be by himself. And we're like, dude,
I get first
no
place or last place.
Oh, it's hilarious.
First place or last place.
Got a problem. It's called he can't leave a tomb.
It's called statistics, and they don't always work.
That is just the science of dumb. What you were doing.
All right, what you got? Number 9.
My number 9
really
is a fave, and that is Can't Stop. I tried to pick a variety. I didn't say that when I was making my list, too. I tried to pick a variety of different types of game because it's really easy to, like you said, lump all of the same kinds of games together and say, oh, it's all social deduction. I could easily get a top 10, 30 minutes and under social deduction
maybe
game.
Mine is.
It might be. But Can't Stop is another one of those. And it's an older game, and it's just a classic game that you can teach anyone in just a few minutes. Doesn't take up much space. Setup is nothing. And you play... You're done, and most often, especially lately, it's like, oh, let's play it again. Pretty fun game.
I don't think I've ever won this game.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. It was like once.
It's like you and Nessa always win. I never win this game.
Nessa, surprisingly, wins this a lot.
Yes, she's like a shark at Can't
Which is
Stop.
funny, because I thought, oh...
She annihilated us last time we played.
I know, and I always kept thinking, oh, man, I'm going to have to, like, coddle her when we first played it, thinking she's going to be upset about loot. No. She had no problem.
She annihilated us.
The child took off. She's crazy. So,
all right.
yeah.
That's a good one.
But yeah, it's fun. Super fun.
All right, my number 8 is an oldie, but
a
still
goodie.
a goodie. And that is Biblios. Somehow it didn't make my list. I don't know how these games didn't make my list previously.
I hadn't played them yet?
No, we played Biblios before.
I don't know what's going on with
So
you.
Biblios, it's the theme, not necessarily the best theme in the world. Writing books. It has really no theme.
You're not writing books. You're trading cards and gold for books and then bidding for
you're writing
books for gold.
Anyway, it's a card drafting / auctioning game. So the first half of the game is card drafting, where you take cards and you either give it to yourself,
book drafting, sir,
or you give it to one of your opponents, in a 2-player or you put it in the middle. So you give it to you. It goes to you, everyone else, or in the middle. And then you do that over and over and over again until you end up with a stack of cards in the middle. And then you auction all those cards off with the cards you have left. And it's a simple set collection game. where with a tricked up in terms of the sets are going to be worth variable values because there's like you use dice as counters, and they go up and down depending on what cards you play, and some sets will be worth more than others at the end. So you're manipulating that as well as collecting the sets.
You manipulator, you.
It's a good little, great little card game. It plays a great 2, 3. Plays good at all counts.
I think it goes 4, right?
Yeah, it plays it all good at all counts.
But yeah, it goes really smoothly. Really.
This was our put it in our backpack game for the longest time. Where
for like 2 years straight, that was our go-to.
So Biblios, it's a good one.
Not too shabby.
Can't believe it didn't make my list. I'm being perplexed by my previous list.
You are perplexed.
All right, what's your number? None of yours have been repeatos either.
Nope. I tried to pick new stuff. Think stuff that I haven't talked about before. Because you can always go back and look at our old video and see some other ones that are great, too.
Tenzi,
yes! That's my number 8. No, just kidding. My number 8 is one we haven't played in a while. And I actually would like to play it again because it is another one of those games. It's really easy to teach people. It's kind of got 2 phases like Biblios. It's all cards. And it's so much fun. And that's For Sale. For Sale is just... I don't know. I really had a lot of fun when we played this, and it seems like it's one of those games that everybody seems to enjoy. And you got that bidding thing going on, and I really enjoy the way that the game.
It's one of those
flows.
games where the whole table's interacting at the same time, which is good.
You get a chance to, talk smack and joke around and play your cards, and it's just I really enjoyed the atmosphere that this game created, and it's easy to throw down in that time frame, and I think it's another one of those games that people usually like to go back for. So.
Did I get a chance to play this one? I think this might be one of the ones I set out. I don't know if I've played this game. Oh, we've played it twice.
I've played it.
I've played it one of the 2 times.
Yeah, you played it. Yeah, you've played it. It's just not very much. We need to pull it out soon again so you can refresh. Because it's just another one of those. I believe they say evergreens, classics. I think this one's gonna pass the test of time. It's been popular forever.
I'm shocked this one didn't get pulled out at the when we did the light game day. Surprised this one didn't get picked. Anyway, my number 7 is our first one from the previous. No, this was not on my list either. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was thinking.
Are you sure you have the right list?
Yes. My number 7 is Jaipur.
Oh my gosh, this is a great game.
Jaipur is probably my go-to suggested introductory 2-player game. So,
I agree.
This one's just solid. It's easy to teach. It's fun to play. It doesn't have a humongous table presence. Just a really solid game.
This is my number 11 spoiler.
Number 11?
It is. Love it.
Oh, very sad. But anyway, Jaipur, if you're looking for a solid, quick, easy to learn 2-player game, that is one I would suggest.
Oh yeah, totally.
Jaipur.
Jaipur.
Best cover ever.
Ooh, Lord of the Rings Confrontation is a 30-minute game. What?
Oh dear.
I do tend to agree.
This made your list?
Lord of the Ring in 30 minutes just seems wrong.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, my number 7. I love the fact that when I looked up this game in our collection of board game pictures, this is the picture that popped up out of this. Because I just typed in love letter, and I got the Hobbit love letter version popped up. And I'm like, somebody is a nerd. No, this is just, for this one, I picked this one in particular because you can take this anywhere. It fits in your pocket. It's a tiny little bag, just a little bit larger than the size of the cards. You have some cards, some tokens. That's it. You take 5 seconds to teach people how the game works. I mean, it's just that because all they have to do is read the card. And you tell them how the turns work, basically how the game's set up, and you go. And it's so much fun. You go to 7 points. You could change that up if you're in a hurry or you want to, I don't know, make it the best 7 out of 8 games or so. I don't know. You could do all sorts of things with this game. It's so much fun. Tiny, versatile little game. Adorable. Love letter. Hobbit love letter in particular. No, there's a whole ton of
you're going off into the weeds with your list, man.
Off into the weeds? Are you talking about? These are great 30-minute games.
They are. but not as great as my 30-minute games.
Oh, baloney.
This one has been said many times in chat. This was my number 5 last time. It's my number 6 this time. It's holding its own. Holding, I don't know what that means. It's King of Tokyo.
Okay.
King of Tokyo.
Yeah.
So this is my suggested
Retail price?
gateway game for people who don't mind attackiness. Who want a little interaction and attackiness.
Even some people that don't like attackiness like this game. Because there's something universal about Godzilla and all the monsters that people don't care. This game is really good about taking it for what it is, right? That it's a light, silly game. I don't think I've ever had... Have you ever had anybody react sensitively to it?
Well, the thing about this game is you can, to a degree, you can avoid confrontation. To a degree. You can't completely avoid it. But you don't have to make it the central thing of what you're doing, right?
That's true, too. You
can totally go for collecting the cards, superpower cards, and going for victory points. You're still going to get attacked. And every once in a while, you're going to roll a claw when you don't want to roll a claw and end up getting into Tokyo. But it's just a really solid. It's got to be called an evergreen at this point. It's just a solid gateway, quick game.
David's still feeling the sting of losing with Cookie. Versus the internet.
Oh, versus the internet.
Yeah, David was the captain of Cookie.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Strike! I forgot about Strike. Ooh.
Strike that from the list. Anyway, that's my number 6, King of Tokyo.
I love Strike.
What's your number 6?
My number 6 is another one it's a goodie, and it was our game group favorite for quite a long time, and we still pull it up.
Our previous game group.
Our first game group.
Our first big game group.
Yep. This was like Rob's game. Our buddy Rob. He introduced this game to us, and that is Coup. For those of you that like to pronounce your letters, Coup. But this is a game where you're teaching everyone, okay, here you go. And it has a nice little cheat sheet to help you teach everyone really easily. Each person has a role. 2 roles, technically. Maybe. You might have 2 of the same. But they can lie about what they have to get things that they want. And they want to trick people so that they can secretly sneak about and kill everyone else off and be the last one standing. It's kind of like King of Tokyo, but with rolls. Instead of dice rolls, it's rolls. R-O-L-E. And it's just so much fun to, everybody's the Duke. Everybody's always the Duke. And so you gotta eventually be like, okay, are you really the Duke?
I think this is another one.
I just love this game. It's so funny because everyone is like, well, yeah, because he gets 2 coins automatically. No one's gonna argue that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think this is another one of those games that has a tricked up scoring system.
Probably because we just don't.
I don't think we've ever kept score in this game.
Oh no.
But yeah, this is a great one. It was to spoil my list. It's not on my list this time, but it's my number 4 last time.
Oh yeah.
Because around that time, it was our game group go-to.
We played it like every time.
Every game day, we played this at least 2 or 3 times, maybe more sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the ones when you play the first time, you're like, you have no clue what's going on. And then after you play it once, you're like, oh, let's play this again. I know what's going on now. And then they start lying and doing all...
And then they start lying.
And then the lying begins.
And once you teach your game group how to lie, it's all over.
So yeah, this one, the expansion has been on our shelf of shame for like years. We haven't played this in a long time.
Well, no. We've played it, and then we were like, we don't want to do the expansion. We've forgotten about the expansion.
We didn't.
We have played Coup.
I didn't want to teach all the new roles.
We were like, we just want to play Coup.
You're right. Well, that's a good one.
Yep. How many players for Coup has
Coup
been
is
asked?
2 to 6. Not 2. 3 to 6.
3 to 6?
I want to say 3 to 6.
It is fantastic at 6.
Well, since we're pulling it off the shelf, let's see if there's a tricked up scoring system.
Okay. That's a good question.
2 to 6. It is 2 to 6. I would not suggest playing this 2-player.
I don't think Sheriff is 30 minutes. At least
unless your head's down, just going really fast and not hamming it up.
Yeah, because we play roles and we talk in stupid accents and bribe each other and all sorts of stuff. So, you think 4 to 5 is the sweet spot for Coup? I could see that. I could totally see that.
Oh, no tricked up scoring system. I'm shocked.
That does surprise me.
Huh. 2-player variant.
Ah, there's a 2-player variant? Why would you play this 2-player? You know what I would do for 2-player? You're a liar! That's what I do.
It's got a lot of shuffling and making sets of cards.
Nope, hate shuffling. I don't even play Onirim without an app, people.
Oh, never get this box closed again. What have I done?
And you didn't even know you got a bonus entertainment section. Watch Hunter fit this back in the... What just happened? Okay, you are not a board game engineer. Oh my gosh, give me that box.
Oh. All right, my number... When are we on? 5?
How did you even
Number
do
5.
that?
My number 5 is Archaeology: The New Expedition.
What do you know?
It must be on your list because you. Oh, it's still got. Look, it's still not.
It's got air pocket
It's
in it.
still not fully closed.
Did I get it closed, people?
You got it.
I will
Better than I
leave
did.
it to the people to decide.
So Archaeology: The New Expedition. It's a super light, easy to teach card game. We played this recently.
Oh, Archaeology. I was thinking Architects Inc. And I was like, I don't feel like Architects
No,
Inc.
Architects is more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, Archaeology is awesome.
Yeah, this is just a straight set collection game. We got a couple
So
of
much fun.
tricked up things. There's like a thief card where you can steal a card from another player, and a sandstorm which wipes out half your
With
hand.
thievery.
So it's kind of tricked up, but for the most part, it's set collection where you're trading cards to the middle to get more cards. And you're just you're basically feeding your hand each turn another card, and you're just doing trades to get
Or
sets.
trying to get maps to go to the secret tomb and get extra goodies.
Yes,
So
and
much fun.
and it's kind of a pressure luck on top of that because like the set collection, you decide the more and more you get of one type, the more points you get.
Yep.
But you're risking getting hit with that sandstorm where you lose half your cards. So you have to go, okay, do I want to put my set down and make it safe, or do I want to try to get a couple more cards to make it more valuable? So this is a really solid, super easy to teach
30
set
minutes.
collection game.
Oh.
So
Woo woo.
Archaeology: The New Expedition. I think this is back available again.
I want to say it is because
It was
that's
out
what
of
I heard
print for
people
a
talking
long
about
time.
it. Yeah. So that's really cool. My number 5 has been mentioned already.
Oh, it's a crossover.
Woohoo! We have a
Crossover!
crossover, and that's King of Tokyo for everything the Hunter said and more.
And more.
No, it's just a really good game, and it's solid. It's
Keep getting up.
lasted years and years. You were just antsy tonight. How much caffeine did you put in your water there? Man, those Mios are deadly. But yeah, it's just a really fun game. It's got chunky, goofy dice, and you can roll things. And if you want to make it a tougher game, it's got the power-up thing, and you got the specialty cards. There's, so you can make it more challenging, or you can keep it very basic. I really love the replayability of this game too. And unless something crazy is going on, you can definitely get that game done in 30 minutes.
Just keeping track of stuff.
Oh, by the way, they say you lost gamer cred or geek cred
For what?
for not being able to close a box. Normally, you can pack the boxes really well. I just find that amusing that this dumb little box defeated you today. I can get the air
Oh,
out of that.
you spread the cards out. How did you?
No, I turned them sideways, the
That's
way
what-
they were when they... Anyway.
King of Tokyo, great game. It was your number 7 last time.
What?
So it's your first crossover of your old list. King of Tokyo is the first crossover of both our lists.
Say what?
So there you go.
Nuclear War. I have not played
I
that
played
game.
that a long time ago.
Did you?
Yeah,
It doesn't last long, apparently, huh? You just nuke the world until the end.
kind of. My number 4 was mentioned already.
Okay.
It is a wits and
Wagers?
wagers.
Waggers?
Which waggers?
That was so hilarious. Okay, anyway. We've told you that story.
Waggers. It didn't make my list last time. I don't know if we played it last time. It's not on either one of our lists. So, Wits and Wagers, what she said, I love it. I love the gambling aspect. It's one of the few gambling games you have in board gaming, other than real gambling, I guess, like poker. But I like that aspect of it because not only is it the trivia, and just a lot of trivia games, if you answer the question, you get it right, you get a point or get whatever, and that's
Yeah.
the whole game. This one takes that and throws in this whole wagering aspect of the game, which just is, I love that part of it. That's
Yeah.
my favorite part. I think if you took that aspect out of Wits and Wagers, I don't think I would enjoy it as much. In fact, the family edition I don't like as much because it's just you have a 1 point and a 2 point, and that's all it is, and you don't.
The scores don't get crazy.
Well, I guess it does ramp up, but not like the base game. The regional games, the end scores are like 3, 4, 500 at the end because you just keep tripling your money and quadrupling your money, and it's crazy. I like this one. It's a great. If you like trivia games, this is a good one. It's a good one. All right.
Solid.
And we're already at the number 4. We're just flying tonight.
Flying. Well, which is good because there's so many extra games that I kind of want to talk about at the end.
I like it when the game is.
It looks like it's floating in the air.
Floating. It's like it's almost like I
summon my number 4 to be.
Hold on, I'm gonna move it.
What are you doing? You're gonna make it float on the table?
I'll make it look like it's set on the edge of the table here.
What a nerd. And Hunter's set on the edge of the table.
Right,
a totally realistic game. Your arm is in the way.
I know, I'm gonna hit transition and move really fast. Look, it's Onitama right here. It's like sitting on our table.
Yes. My number 4 is Onitama, and I did this to kind of represent my abstracts in particular because I have several. In fact, I think I saw a couple in the chat that I was like, ooh, yes, that is along this line. Onitama is specifically a 2-player game, and it's chess light, but I honestly like it way better than chess. Unless you are crazy AP, you can play this in under 30 minutes, no problem. Mostly because you only have 5 moves you can make.
I'm easily entertained.
You really are. So, but you've only got those moves, and after you play the move, you're putting it out and making it available for your opponent to play. So that's where the process goes. And you're still doing the basic chess thing. You're trying to get the king over to the other side. It's kind of chess-ish. It's almost more checkers-ish. I don't know.
It's chess. They have moves, and you kill people.
Oh, yeah, they have moves, and you... Anyway, you get the
that
king into the other king's home, or you destroy the other king, you win the game. That's basically it. So, anyway, I like it because, again, it's short, sweet, to the point. I love the art. It's gorgeous. And the moves are really fascinating to me. And they're all thematic. You know, it's like the way of the crane or something, you know. And it just sounds very martial arts. And I absolutely love this game. And I'll take it over chess any day of the week.
So someone asked me to play the expansion. We have not played the expansion.
Not this one.
It's not open. Let's do an unboxing.
Ooh, a random unboxing in the middle of a top 10. What will they think of next?
And next week we may do Onitama, Rebecca versus the Internet.
Ouch! They're gonna destroy me
with the expansion.
You guys will destroy me.
The Way of the Wind. Let's see what's inside.
We'll never know.
All right, we got some.
I love the boxes for these, by the way.
Little rulebook.
Okay.
We got new
beautiful cards.
New key arts.
Oh, look, he went Canadian.
Rat.
Rat key arts?
Or bat. It's a bat, not a rat.
Wow, dear.
I just glanced at that real quick.
Wow.
And then there's a new piece. We'll never know what this is.
Hey, Jobby.
Jobby died at Arkham Horror. We got a new piece.
Long live Jobby.
It looks like a water thing.
A water bear.
A water thing.
Is that an otter? What is that? I think it's an otter. Oh my gosh.
It's a wind spirit.
No, that's an otter. I don't care. This is now mine.
It's a wind spirit.
It is a little water otter. That's so mine.
All right, so we'll play. We'll plan on playing.
Water spirit looks just like an otter.
We'll play in the Otter versus the Internet next week. I'm gonna leave this on the game table so we remember to play it next week.
Woohoo! You guys can come destroy me in mass.
Or you can run the stuff and I'll take them on.
No, I don't care, whichever. Yeah, you guys want to get a little humbling? Probably should play Hunter instead.
They're funny. All right, my number 3 is Mafia de Cuba. Love me some.
Oh my gosh.
Mafia
this game
de
is
Cuba.
So funny.
This one's creeping up my list of my favorite social deduction games.
I can see why. It's hilarious.
It's just creep. You know what's funny? I've only, except for the one time first time I played it. Every other time I've been the mafia leader.
Because you like it and you're good at it.
I love being the mafia leader.
It's so funny. And what's funny is I never want to be the mafia leader ever. I will stink at it.
Oh, I love being the mafia leader. What I like about it, it's twofold. I like about it because it's basically this is the kind of puzzle I like. I actually do enjoy. This is the puzzle I like because it's using people's reactions and how they're interacting with each other to deduce what's going on around the table. But what I even like more about it is you totally have control of. It's almost like you almost feel like a game master, because you're completely driving the action of the table, because you're doing all the questioning and interacting and drawing people in. And if someone's quiet, you can start questioning them and get them involved in the game. You almost feel like a game master, like a D&D DM of the game, and you're driving the game, and I really enjoy that part of it.
It's like a very interactive poker for you, because it's all about reading the situation.
But as much as I like that part, I really like the getting people to accuse each other. You're like, hey, how many gems did you see? 4. How many did you see? 3. I'm like, all right, let's talk. And then you have them arguing back and forth. It's just fun.
The funny thing is, too, the last time we played, we all almost got schooled by a 10-year-old.
If he knew the rules of the game, he would have got me.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of the rules a little bit messed up, but he was so convincing.
Yeah, his argument was he used rules as an argument and he got a rule wrong.
And that was the only
That's the only reason. I was even
good.
then, even though he got the rule wrong on how he was arguing, I was almost still convinced he was telling the truth. And then I'm like, no, he totally got that rule wrong.
I know. I know.
It's almost a meta. It's almost a meta game that gave it away, because he basically accused someone of doing something they couldn't have possibly done.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that he was.
It was hilarious.
But he was straight face, like he's gonna be like a poker champ someday. He was straight face.
We were teasing his dad.
I told his dad was sitting right next to him. I said, "Man, you are in so much trouble when he gets older, because he can lie."
He already said his nickname's the Con Man.
The Con Man. But as you can see, I really, just talking about this game gets me all excited about it. I really enjoy this game.
And you have an urchin in it. You can't have an urchin.
A street urchin? Yeah.
What game doesn't improve with a street urchin?
Just, this game. So much fun. I may start dragging this to conventions and try to get people together to play this.
I don't think you'd have trouble getting people to play that.
This is one we probably could play at the meetup.
Oh, that's a good idea. Ooh.
Because I think it plays...
Show of hands who would want to play that at the meetup.
It plays...
Raise your hands, people.
It plays 13, maybe? 12 players. And I bet the expansion you can play more. I'll look into it. But yeah, we may play this at the meetup.
I just walk around and laugh at people the whole time. I don't have to play. I'll just...
Do we still have all our crap we threw in here?
Did I throw extra stuff in there? I meant to.
No, it's all out now.
I want to throw extra stuff in there so it's got genius.
But anyway, that's Mafia de Cuba. Great. If you haven't played it, it's a great social deduction game. It's very interactive, so you got to have you
have to take a roll.
Rambunctious group.
Oh, yeah, it's better with a rambunctious group. So you have these rolls where you have these silly diamonds, and you can steal a roll or as many diamonds as you want. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
It wasn't on my list last time.
Yay, new trolls showing hands. Jobby showing hands. They said it's cool for a meetup game.
It wasn't on my list last time because I hadn't played it last time.
Good.
Not.
That's true. It's a relatively recent game.
Hadn't played it.
Had not played it yet.
Hadn't played it.
Oh my gosh.
Was that my number 3?
Oh my gosh, you can't count, guys.
I lost track. I got so excited.
It's on the screen.
I got so excited.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Someone should put up a sign.
I'm gonna use my executive privilege to
learn to count.
Veto this next choice.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
This next choice should be banned.
Wow, that was so clever. It was painful.
So is this game.
I love that. This was my new favorite word game. Okay. It's just hilarious. And you can gripe about the rules, but if you talk about it ahead of time, you're the only one I see that nitpicks the rules. Anyway, what you're supposed to do, it's you have your teammates, and if we're on the same team, I'm going to try to get him to guess things. The other team is going to spend the entire time, beforehand, they see the clues that I'm going to give, the card, what I'm trying to get him to say, and then they're going to write down on a certain number of little pieces of paper, they're trying to figure out words that I might use to give as clues, and if I actually do use those words, then they get points. It is hysterical. I love this game. It's easy to teach people that because they've probably played some kind of word game before like it. The dog is confused. She's like, "What are you doing, Daddy?" But I really, really, really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and Hunter is a bah humbug.
This game's okay. I like this.
I think we should play this at the meetup.
It just got a bit. It's just a bit fiddly for me because every time we've played, there's always been. Oh crap! She's got a toy.
No, it's about to get squeaky.
So every time we play this game, we always end up kind of breaking. I wouldn't say immersion, but breaking the flow of the game by discussing how something works.
There's only one person here that causes this problem.
I like to follow rules.
No, it's real easy. You don't split hairs.
No, because halfway through
you're going, well, what about this? And I'm like, we literally said in the rules it says this. Well,
no,
let me see this. Rules lawyer.
It doesn't say in the rules.
It does too. Oh my gosh.
This game should be banned. Just one is so much better than this game. Just saying. My number 2.
Top 10 games chewed on. They want ladies top 10 now.
My number 2 is one of my all-time favorite games and one of Rebecca's all-time not favorite games.
I know what that game is without even looking.
Spyfall! I love. You know what's funny? It was your number 10 last time, so it made your list last time.
Yeah, I probably only had 10 things.
It was my number 2 last time. It's my number 2 this time.
She found another toy. Give me that. Where'd it go? You little stinker. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Daddy will talk about this game.
So Spyfall, this is another social deduction game. If you haven't figured it out, social deduction is dominating my list because this is one of my favorite genres. Genres of games.
Read the book.
Love it. So Spyfall, everyone gets a card. It tells you you're at a location. One person gets a card and it just says spy. They don't know where they are. So you, through the process of questioning, you're trying to figure out who the spy is, or the spy is trying to figure out where everyone else is. And to take it up another level, you get a role to go along with your location. So maybe you're at the circus and you're a clown, or you're the ringmaster, or you're a person watching the show. So you're using that role play, you may be answering questions differently. Like if you ask the clown what you're doing, why are you here, and you're just like honking.
I'm here to have fun.
Yeah. And then if you ask the person in the audience is like, I've been waiting in line all day. When is something going to happen? You know, you could talk about whatever, all kinds of stuff. And you ask the spy, they got to judge by what Rebecca did. Maybe he thinks, okay, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that would be other than a clown. He would go, we're at the circus. And he would win. So it's just it's a fun, especially if you do the roles, because it really, if you don't use the roles, everyone answers kind of similarly. Teotihuacan? Similarly. That too. So they answer basically the same way as everyone else. It's very generic, but if you throw the roles in,
yes, Dean,
you're going to answer the questions completely different. Like the one memorable one, I can't talk tonight for some reason, was we were at the zoo. And I was the general manager, so I was answering questions like I was sitting in an office.
And we thought he was
Everybody's
insane.
It's like, what do you see? Well, outside my window, I can see maybe a sidewalk.
We thought he was the spy. We were like, you suck at this, but it was
I was the general manager, while everybody else is like, I'm cleaning up poop or whatever, doing different stuff, and everyone's completely different. So I like it with the roles because it makes the spy easier to hide than the other. In a lot of cases, if you do the base game, it's pretty apparent who the spy is. So, why is everyone making fun of me?
I just like Jobby's secret Pitler. He's combining secret Hitler and Pit. People are placing bets on what your number 1 is. It's
I don't know.
Like I said, I tried to pick a variety, but yes. So, my number 2 is much tamer than Spyfall. Well, again, that depends on who you're playing with, I suppose. But these are the whole timeline games, any one of those timeline games. Because you can make that as long or as short as you want. The standard game is 4 cards, I believe. You could make it 6 cards. You could make it 2 cards. I don't know. You can mix it up and stuff. But it's just real low-key. It's almost activity-ish, except that we usually chat it up and really.
We usually also hand out more cards than you normally. I think you normally get 4. We usually do like 6.
5 or 6 make it insane.
Yeah.
The girls also have a animal. It's not exactly timeline, but it's the animal and the dinosaur one Those are...
They're card line.
They're card line, not
Yeah.
timeline. So, give me that toy. Where is she? She
Lady.
ran off with another toy.
Lady.
She found another one.
Lady, come here.
We have to, like, search the
Lady.
house for them. But they're really fun, and it's great because, like, the dinosaurs, for example, it picks, like, their weight. What was the dinosaurs?
Tail length.
Tail length.
And
their
total length. And weight, total length, and what period they're in. But we never do that one because it's difficult.
Yeah.
The period.
Although Nessa, when she was tiny, could have destroyed us in that because she watched Dinosaur Train all the time, and they actually taught that. You look very pleased with yourself, dog. Yes. But yeah, the timeline games are really fun. I really enjoy those. So, for anything, little light card games again, small package.
Again. All right, my number one. People are calling it. It's been called in chat. This is your chance to guess my number one.
They already guessed it.
Well, they did, but they got to get a final answer now. Final answer.
Final answer. You get a final
answer. I need
answer
final
moment.
answer for your guess.
I'm
for my number
watching
one.
the chat. Let's see what happens.
Final answer.
Ooh, Pit or Deception? It's definitely one of those two, I think. Dan's final answer is Deception.
The answer is...
Inception.
Now, I'll say this. Why it is not Pit, well, it wouldn't be number one anyway. It'd be high on my list. We actually play by the rules where you have to score 500 points or whatever.
It takes longer.
And it takes more than 30 minutes if you
play.
play.
It's exhausting if you do it
play that way. My number one has been called many, many times because it's the best social deduction game ever, and it is Deception.
Murder in Hong Kong. Ow, I just got slapped by a squeaky.
This is a great game. If you watch my top 100, it was in my top 10. It was like intermingled with all these big, massive, heavy, attacky games, and then there's Deception. That tells you how great this game is. It works. It has not fallen flat a single time. I've introduced this probably to going on 30, 40 people. You probably introduced it to that many people.
I've introduced it to more than that now. I've played it almost 70 times now.
Yeah, it's her most played game. It's probably my most played game of the last few years.
Yeah.
Not including my childhood where I played games hundreds of times. But since I got into modern board game, this may be my most played game. It's just a great social deduction game. It's easy to teach, easy to learn. It's relatable. If people know Clue, they'll kind of understand this game. It's interactive. You have a person kind of driving the action of the game, kind of controlling the flow of the game. It works. It just works. I've never played this game once in a sitting. It's at least 3 to 5 times. It's at least 3 to 5 times we play it in a sitting. Awesome game. Top 10 all time for me. I can't say more about it. And this is another one where the one game, I don't think it has actually points in this one. I think the one game is the one game. But we never play. So if you actually go in a play session, this always is more than 30 minutes. Because we usually play it many, many times.
We play multiple times, yeah.
Like the last time we played it at the retreat, and I think we played it like 5 times. Or 6 times.
That's usually what happens. I tend to bring it. It's my number one picked game from my students after finals. For my smaller classes, I let them play games after finals. And they always, when are we going to kill somebody? That's how because they forget the name of it. So they're like, are we going to kill somebody?
Nick makes a good point. This game could run more than 30 minutes if you let people chat and chat and chat and chat. But if you got a inspector or a forensic scientist who kind of keeps the action flowing.
I run it the first couple times so that people see how the timing works, and then I let somebody run it so that they know, okay, you got to keep the pace.
The conversation eventually kind of just stalls out, and it's up to that forensic scientist. Or you get
people that get into some ridiculous debate, and you're like, you people are going nowhere, and somebody needs to vote, or we're moving on. You know, just it's pretty funny. So yeah, but again, it is one of those that with most social deduction games, though, if it falls flat with your group, it's gonna drop like a rock with anything.
Well, that's almost any social.
That's any social deduction game, and I've never personally had it be an issue though.
All right, what's your number one? Wait, let's let people guess.
Excuse me, let me grab the making emphasis, the emphatic. Cheap.
It's like the peep. It's a peep.
The peep of emphasis. because Hunter was like waving it around
Yes.
like a conducting stick.
What's Rebecca's number one? Let's give him a second to guess.
And it's already on the screen. It's the same as Hunter.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because of that. It is,
Whoops.
oh my gosh, Box of Rocks. Yes, that's another go-to my classroom loves because they love it when I yell at them that they're dumber than a box of rocks or smarter than a box of rocks. We play it game show style. It's pretty funny. So, yeah, there's really not much more I can say about this because we pretty much said it all. It's fantastic. The only thing I want to do now, I feel like this is one of the harder lists to make because there are so many good choices for you if you're looking for a 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, I got like 30 games to talk about quickly. You want to go first? Or do you want me to go
I'll
first?
go first real quick. One thing, I'm sure a lot of people were talking about, like, dice games. I didn't really talk about them too much, but, like, you guys said Strike, and I totally forgot about that one. But you've got Tumbling Dice. You've got Fuse, which is 10 minutes. The only thing is the teach is a little bit heavy on that, so I decided not to include that one for this one. But Fuse would be fantastic if you're just wanting a quick game that's, you know, action-packed. Then there's the whole line of just different card games of different types, besides, like Hunter said, even poker. But Cockroach Poker, I don't know if you guys have played that. It's hysterical. I love that game. Star Realms, Three Wishes. There's all these just different little card games that just you can fly through in no time at all. Fox in the Forest. Then there's games like Capital Lux. Just One. We talked about that. Welcome to the Dungeon. Santorini. I didn't put really... Lonely Tom is the only real abstract I think I have on here. I guess sort of you could count Can't Stop. But Santorini. I hesitate to say the Duke because I love Onitama and the Duke a lot. But the Duke, since there's so many other moves, I don't know if we've ever played that under 30 minutes. Have we?
Which one?
The Duke?
Maybe.
I don't know. I guess if you really are good at those, you probably could. I'm not good enough to do that. I have to sit and think about the moves. Dixit, Lost Cities.
I think you're the only person in the world that pronounces it that way.
Well, in it's really, if you want me to get annoyingly technical,
Let's hear it.
Counts as a double consonant, so that means that the vowel in front of it is long when you're doing poetry and stuff, so I just always say Dixit.
Oh.
It's a long I. Anyway.
I do spreadsheets.
That's great. Good for you, because I don't. Code names. I don't know if you guys mentioned code names.
It was mentioned.
Oh, an abstract that's kind of abstract-y. Hive.
It just got mentioned just now.
I was going to say, I played Hive Pocket. Love that game. I wouldn't mind having that game, actually. I really like that game. And that's another one that's quick and easy. I don't know if I mentioned Welcome to the Dungeon. Those are quick to throw down, but again, I think we've talked in the chat. Some people feel like you can break that game pretty easily, too, depending on who you're playing with. Patchwork. You said Jaipur. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm just throwing down. Splendor, although Hunter would argue that because we chat.
That game has never been 30 minutes.
Suro. That was the other one that's fun to play that's real short. Suro. I don't know if you guys have played that one. I love that one. You're just laying down tiles and they've got little wobbly paths through them. And you got to keep your little piece following these paths, but they have to not run into anyone and not go off the board. That one's really fun too. That's a really fun one.
So before we, the very last thing I'm going to end with is my beef with your list.
Oh gosh. Here we go.
But before that, I'm going to do my honorable mention.
Where's the beef?
So here we go. Seven Wonders Duel. It got axed because of the setup time.
Yep.
Star Realms, which is my beef, so I'll get to that last.
What?
Agricola, all creatures big and small. That one never seems to last 30 minutes for us for whatever reason. And plus, we play with all the buildings, so there's kind of a setup time.
The setup thing,
deciding which buildings to play with.
Yep.
Pitch Car for setup time. That one didn't make it either.
Yep.
Warriors, the same way. You have to draft cards. The setup time
I didn't
takes
even consider it because of that.
That's it for setup times. Rhino Hero Super Battle almost made my list. Just One, which was mentioned in the chat. Welcome to the Dungeon, which she mentioned.
Yep.
Capital Lux, which was also in the chat. And Wordsy.
Oh. Right. I forgot about Wordsy.
All right.
Oh, you know what, though? What was the, third to the last thing you mentioned?
Capital Lux. Welcome to
Capital
Just One.
Lux, the reason I kicked it off is I couldn't remember. I don't remember. It felt like it played longer than 30 to me. Maybe I'm
just pretty short.
Is it? Okay, I'm just not remembering it well. See, and I thought Paperback took longer too, but maybe we.
All right, here's our list. Before I do our list for last time, someone mentioned Secret Hitler. It was mentioned like a bazillion times in the chat. It's 45 minutes on BGG. It feels like it's more than 30 minutes to me.
Yeah.
And so it didn't even, when I did the search on BGG, it didn't come up. And even if it did come up, I would have asked it, because we do a lot of talking. We do a lot of talking. And when you get towards the end of the game, people are arguing about who should be the chancellor and who should be what.
Ours takes an hour.
We really get into that game. So
Skull, that's a good one too.
It's a great game. Singular's a great game, but it's not 30 minutes for our group. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
All right, so here's our list for last time. My list for last time. Number 10, Welcome to the Dungeon. Number 9, Seven Wonders Duel. Number 8, Trek in the National Parks, which was a stretch because that's probably more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it is.
7's Tumbling Dice, which was mentioned in chat.
That was me.
6 is Cash and Guns, and I've completely burned down that game because everyone just kills me and I can't. I don't get to play that game.
No.
Number 5, which I said before, is a crossover, King of Tokyo.
Ooh,
Number
classic.
4 is Coup. I mentioned that when you mentioned it.
Yep.
3 is Dice Masters. That one, again, that has drafting and setup time, so that one didn't make the list. Number 2 is Spyfall, which I said. And number 1 was Quarriors, which, again, didn't make my list this time.
Because of setup.
Setup time.
It's true.
Her number 10 last time, Spyfall.
I think it's hilarious. I just suck at it.
Number 9, Biblios. Number 8, Medieval Academy, which is more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's more than 30 minutes.
Number 7, King of Tokyo. 6, Patchwork, which was mentioned in the chat. 5, Seven Wonders Duel. 4, Whose Turn Is It? Number 3.
Splendor, for those of you that
Number 3, Pit.
Heck yeah.
Which Pit was on your list, but not my list. Because I think, even last time, I think I considered it more than 30 minutes. Number 2, Jaipur.
Yep.
And number 1, The Beef, Star Realms. How is Star Realms not on your list? Invalid.
What? I mentioned it. I got an honorable mention.
Invalid.
I got an honorable mention.
It's like a top 10 game for you.
It is, but at the same time, I've mentioned it a ton, and I didn't want to throw down because a lot of our 30-minute games are 2-player only. So I specifically only picked, I think, 2. I only put 2 games that are only 2-player. Because I didn't want to overwhelm my list.
So I do my top 100 next year. I'm just not going to do War of the Ring because I mentioned it way too much.
Okay. No, I'm not talking top 100 games of all time. I'm just saying for this list because this is a repeato list.
You occasionally
it's about fresh material, people.
You occasionally just do your list. You do a all new games list, which is cool. That gets more games. If you want all
you want to see all the cool games, you watch this video and then our old video, and then you're like, wow, I'm glad they upped their quality because that's a whole nother thing. Though.
Our old video is pretty funny. It's almost awkward watching the old videos because we're just so stiff and
hi
and
welcome to my top 10 games.
We're trying to act all professional
and we're
stuff.
professionals.
And now we're just
and I'm reading the card. I don't care. I don't have to impress you people.
All right. Well, there you go. There is our top 30
Look at that.
games.
And it's like almost exactly an hour. It's like, woo! Boom.
We got it down pretty good. Next time, what we're going to do next time is our normal resolution update, Q&A, and
versus the internet.
Someone versus the internet. We'll let you guys vote
on
who you take on.
Intriguing.
We'll let you vote on who you take on in the Way of the Wind, which I don't know what it is yet. I think it's a piece that both players can use. I don't know.
That is my otter. I don't care who's playing. 'Tis mine. It's an otter. I do not care. They can. That is. Look at his face. That is an otter.
Could be a minx.
That is not a minx. It's in the water. They can say it's
a
air.
wind.
That's
it's
garbage.
Supposed to be wind.
There's a little fish right here too.
Is there a fish?
That looks like a fish. That is an otter with a fish.
Like
they vote for Lady. They want to play with Lady.
Lady?
That's pretty sweet. I like that.
You may have a chance.
Oh, wow. I think somebody's throwing shade on the internet. I think you're going to get more
The internet gets
now.
Shade all the time. That's what the internet's for. Throwing
plus
shade.
1 for Lady.
Lady!
She got her hair cut. She's all cute again. She doesn't look like a mop. She's like, I called you all together to this meeting today. She's the most chill dog. It does kind of look ferretish. I could see that. It's totally an otter, though. I don't care. Because it's
Lady
blue.
thinks it's food.
Looks like water.
Put it in front of her. She thinks it's food.
What do you think? Don't kiss it. Ew.
Ooh, I'm not touching that now. All right, that is it. So we'll see you next Tuesday night for our resolution update / the internet getting beat by a lady in Onitama.
That would be hysterical.
You know, we could ever just pick a random card. We'll put a piece of food on each card. And then she'll, whichever one she goes for is the move she makes, and then we decide which piece actually moves.
I may be up for that. I may actually.
We have to sleeve the cards.
That may be worth it.
All right.
A little clear plastic sheet.
Nessa. Nessa hasn't played Onitama. I don't know if she would get into it.
If we passed her bedtime, she'd probably get a little loopy on us. But
all right,
maybe on a weekend.
Get us out of here.
We will see you all next week. Thanks for coming, and we'll throw down in Onitama.
Oh, someone asked about the meetup.
Oh, yes.
So
He never wants to end.
We're going to, yeah. BGG Spring is now a tradition. It's only been done once, but now it's a tradition. Every BGG Spring in Dallas, we are going to have a Family Showdown meetup, and we play games together, and we give stuff away. The stuff we don't want. Our crap that
or cookies. It depends on what we happen to have.
Our crap
at the time.
that we don't want could be yours.
Ooh. Yeah, we had. What did you call them last time? Our crappy promos or something like that. It was
crappy
funny.
board games and useless promos, something like that.
Except everybody was like, "Ooh, I have this game," and we're like, "We don't have this game."
All right, we're out of here, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Y'all take care. See you soon.
Say bye, lady.
Squeak.